Is that okay? Can she have a mic?
I wasn't going to use a mic at first. Like, I don't really need it.
We want to record it so it goes all over the world.
You need to I can only record on the hotel.
Okay.
If you don't mind putting that up.
I know my mom's also video recording it as well. But I can use this thing. Okay.
Don't put me out.
This thing?
Yes.
I'm going to put it on.
You clip the little clippy thing on your pocket.
Sorry, guys.
On your shirt. Yep. This is part of it, right? But she's gonna have to get used to this. Gotta make a preacher, they gotta do stuff like this. Now you hit that button, you hold it till the light turns green. That's not green.
Well, no.
That's not green.
Blue and yellow.
That's green, there we go.
Okay. Well, let's see. It's not on yet.
You'll take
Is it?
care of
Hang on. There you go.
Hello? Oh, look at that. It's working. Okay. This is crazy. Okay, let's pray. Okay. Dear Lord, thank you so much for the opportunity of coming here today and everything, and just get to worship you. Thank you for clearing the roads so that we may make it here safe and everything. Thank you for how good you are and the way you move in people's lives and the way you've moved in my life and just opened this door for me to go out and just love on people and love you, and just the opportunity to come back and share with everyone here. I'm asking you to go with us throughout the rest of our week and just let us see just glimpses of your goodness in everything we do. But yeah, in Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so yeah, y'all all know me. I'm Londyn. Yeah, Uncle Chet was talking about it and stuff. Okay, so basically, just a little behind the little story about me a little bit. So I've always wanted to go on a mission trip, my whole life. I've always done research on them and stuff like that, and I would just go to my parents and be like, Mom, Dad, I am gonna graduate early, I'm gonna go on a mission trip, stuff like that. But I was always just talking about it. I wasn't sure if I was actually gonna ever get to do it, until I had the opportunity to go this past summer, and I was able to go for 2 weeks to the Dominican Republic. I had actually applied to many different organizations and stuff, and I got accepted into a few of them, but this is the one that called me back and was very personal about it and just shared their story and their mission, and I absolutely fell in love with it and just felt very called to go there, and I did. And so I got to go there 2 weeks over the summer to see how good God is and how he's working in different places around, in ways I never thought. And after that, during that, he showed me my calling for mission work. And so I ended up changing my major from business administration to intercultural studies. And now I'm going to be a missionary and everything like that. But yeah, I had the opportunity to go back for a week, a couple weeks ago, first week of classes, everything like that. And just go see the people again and just, catch up on everything, which amazing opportunity. Very, glad I got to do that. But I want to share it with y'all. So basically, as y'all can see, that's that's the island. I don't know the name of the island, my mom does.
Hispaniola.
Hispaniola.
Yeah.
And Haiti and the Dominican Republic are right next to each other. But I don't know if y'all know anything about Haiti. Some of this, it's gonna be a review of last time and everything, but that's okay. Haiti, I don't know a ton about it. My dad did a great job of explaining it last time, but I'm sure a lot of y'all remember. It's very unlivable. Right now there's even a fly ban where you can't go there and everything. But basically, for people to keep their families safe, Haitians are migrating to the Dominican Republic, and the Dominican Republic isn't really accepting them there at all, and they're more pushing them into sugarcane fields where they're forced to live in these little groups and everything called bateyes, and where they have no access to food, water, education, medical care, anything like that. There are some people who live in the city and everything. There's in the outskirts of the city, they're called bateyes. Barrios, and I'll explain that in a little bit and everything. But not only are they doing it to the people who came over illegally, they're also, the Haiti government shut down. And so the people who are living there legally, who have their visas and passports and everything like that, as they're expiring, they're bringing people back to the border and just dropping them off. It doesn't even matter if they have families or anything like that. I told y'all a story about this guy named Enoch, and he is he watches the grounds where we stay and everything. And yes, he's an amazing guy. A huge God story behind that. But he was there legally until his passport and visa expired. And he was driving around one day whenever we were there, and he got pulled over by the police because they'll literally pull you over for no reason just to take your money. And they saw that his passport and visa was expired, and they literally was getting ready to put him in the back of the cop car and take him back to Haiti, leaving his whole family behind, everything like that. But they saw this little name tag that he picked up from one of our medical clinics, and it was just like, it wasn't even a name tag, it was a bag tag that went on one of the suitcases that just said Dominican Republic Mission Team, like this. And they saw that, and we're a little known around there just for like helping everyone out, and they ended up letting him go, but taking all of his money, which is all the money he had made in the past like 2 weeks. He had just got paid, and he was planning on using that money to pay for his daughter's education for school. But luckily, God put it on my heart with money I had got from the church and everything to be able to bless him with that. And yeah, so that's a little story of how they're just very not accepting the people who are there. And that's more of the conditions with that. But fun little thing. I got to see him again because he was still working there, and like we were tearing up whenever we got to hug each other, and he got to see my mom, and he gave my mom a big hug, and he was like, "This is your mom," and it was amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all this. No, maybe not. Okay, well, okay, it's working now. Okay, so this is kind of like a map of all the bateyes. This is outside one of the main cities, La Romana, but this is all the little communities where they are forced to live in. And so this is going to be the next photo of like one of the bateyes that we serve in. It's called Batey 50. This is like the main one that our group has helped throughout the years and everything. But you can just see all their homes and just the living conditions, and this doesn't even like come close to showing you how it actually is. Like, it is really, really bad. But luckily our group has been able to work with this group and build houses and all kinds of stuff like that, and build a school. Like the bottom right there, that is a wall that we are building around the school currently, because the parents there, they kind of like to just like go outside the school and like yell at their kids sometimes and just bother their kids while they're in school, and so that was one of the needs. And so we got to start on that over the summer, and it was really amazing to see this time when we came back, they had finished it. Like they continued the work that we had started, which was amazing, and they like were painting murals on it and stuff like that, which it was actually beautiful to see the way that like we get to feed into it, but they don't just stop there. They want to continue to feed in their community as well. Okay. So I want to tell you a little bit more about this. This next photo is our first day actually getting together. This was that Sunday. That Sunday we had the pleasure of going to one of the churches there that we're closely connected with and everything. But then after that we went to the batey I just showed y'all, and we got to have, it's called a three Kings Day celebration. It's about the 3 wise men and everything, and they do this, and so I thought it was really cool. But basically, we just got to go love on the kids and like feed them, give them like, just love on the kids honestly, and the adults. You can see, just, we were having like a little dance party and everything like that, and just, my favorite part was when I got to sit with the kids and just have that personal time with them and everything. It was truly amazing. But I think I mentioned this last time I was up here, but there was a family that came with us and served last time. Their names are Junior and Sarah. Not that y'all are going to remember that. But Sarah was a missionary that came and served in the Dominican Republic. And Junior was one of the people who were living in the bateyes. And crazy love story. Awesome. And now they're back in the U.S. and everything, serving, going on the mission trip. And just, honestly, just a amazing story. And their kids come with them and serve in the same areas. Amazing. But I got to talk to him over the summer, and he would tell us how days like these, whenever our groups would come in and bring the parties and just like spend time with the kids specifically, they looked forward to these days so much. Like it was really cool just to see how things that we didn't think was that big, that's truly meant the world to the kids and everything. Okay, so another thing. We do this. So the group I work with, it's called Dominican Republic Mission Team, but we work through another organization called Maranatha Missions, which I'm not sure exactly how long that was formed, but the DRMT team has been there for 35 years, and it started with the group of 11 people, I believe, going down there and clearing a space where a dump was, and like pouring concrete into these holes, and that now is a 5-story hospital in the middle of the town that helps, I think, 200,000 people a year, and just employs a lot of people as well. But that's more for like Americans and Dominicans that go there. But all of the proceeds from that gets put towards medical clinics for groups like us to take it into the bateyes. So, yeah, just a little backstory behind that. But that's the group that we work through. Sorry if I'm a little all over the place, guys, by the way. Okay, so the normal days we're there and everything, what we do is in the mornings, we like start the day right and everything, and we have a time of worship and devotional, and it's truly amazing, and I even had the opportunity to lead one of the devotionals for the group, and it went very, very well. God was definitely moving in that. But after that, we basically get ready for the day, loading buses with all kinds of food and medical supplies and different things, and then we get sent out into our different groups. And the first one I want to talk about is construction. They go out into the bateyes, and they do the construction projects like I showed you, the building of the wall. We also did a lot of fixing foundations of the houses that were there, because there's a lot of wear and tear on it and everything. Another project we're currently in the middle of doing is right there. Well, I actually pointed out the first thing. Okay, that is the building of a prosthetics clinic for them, which truly amazing to see. There was a guy who came down with us this like a couple weeks ago and everything, and he was doing fittings for the prosthetics, and I think they 3D print them. Is that what I want?
That's what you told me.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
that's what he said and everything. They 3D print the prosthetic limbs. But he was a guy, the person who like came up with the idea of the prosthetics, he lived in the bateyes, and he had his leg cut off from the trains of the sugar cane that go through it and everything, and he lived without a leg for a very, very long time. And then with the help of a lot of people and a lot of donors and everything, they've been able to get this on the ground going. And even though the building's not like all the way up yet, they've still been able to like do a mobile prosthetics clinic kind of thing. And so just going from us working on it over the summer to January, crazy how much has changed there, and just continue to build it is amazing. That second photo right there is them repainting the school in the batey. We also did a lot of work on the hospital that we are run through. So yeah. Also, let's see what's next. In addition to the construction, after our day of construction, we go out, not necessarily to the same batey, but we go to the different bateys around, and we get to do food distribution, because like I said, they don't have access to just go in town, go to the store, get food, everything like that, much less have the money for any of that thing. So we get to provide them with these boxes of rice and manna, and then bags of all kinds of supplemental stuff. And we have teams that go out to each section of it, and we get to go to the families, gather them from the houses, and go to each door specifically and pray with them. And we have a translator and everything, so they can hear what we're praying over them. And it's just truly amazing. And the amount of like goodness we see in that, because not only there was multiple times where not just us praying over them, but they, like before we left them, they were like, stop, I want to pray for y'all. And I heard stories about like people praying for like 10 minutes over our group and stuff like that, or even longer, honestly. But they are so grateful for everything. And as soon as those buses pull up, all of the kids run to us, not for the stuff. They could care less about the stuff we're giving them, but just to spend time with us because they know we want to love on them and everything like that, which is truly amazing and just a blessing to see that because I love loving on kids, and yeah, that's just a whole nother thing. This is another thing that our construction group got to do. I think my mom was actually a part of getting that first photo. There is a blind man in Batey 50, and they were able to bless him with a rocking chair. And you can just see how happy that made him at the end and everything. But yeah, that's another thing.
His plastic chair was literally coming apart, like it was broken in multiple pieces. I don't know how he was still sitting there. But that first picture is his room. That is what the inside of one of the rooms looked like there.
And
in the
I don't know
batey.
if it's just him living in that house, but if it is, that's the same size of the other houses as well. And there could be up to like 10 people living in there and stuff like that, which is crazy. Okay, this next one is a medical clinic. I didn't get the opportunity to do the medical clinic this time, but my mom actually did. So I'm gonna ask her if she wants to say a few words about it.
I will at the end. I'll
Okay.
let you get to
She'll come up and share
yeah.
about it and everything. But basically, just a little rundown before she comes up and shares. Like I said, they don't have access to medical care, so we got to go out and bring it to them, and we go out into the different bateyes. And they have it organized so they know which ones got it at which time, so that throughout the year it like doesn't go to the same exact ones every time, but like whenever they need it. It's really awesome. And yeah, I'll let my mom speak on that at the end. Okay, so we talked about the bateyes a little bit. Now I want to get into the barrios. So these are the ones. This is called Kilometer 6, and this is a little bit closer to town where they can live, but it's in a sense better because they can go into town, they can do their things that they need to, but it's just as bad, if not worse, the living situations in this. Like you can literally see these houses at the side and everything like that, made out of just the 10 sheets of metal or whatever, which is crazy. This one actually specifically is built on a dump, and you can see that over here, but trash literally everywhere. And in the middle of this, there is a school that is called Joe Hartman. Y'all heard a little bit about Joe Hartman last time. That's where I got to serve most of my time over the summer, and where I pretty much spent my whole time at this time as well. But over the summer, we got to do a VBS for the kids as well as continuing to work on the school and paint murals on the basketball courts and stuff like that. And so we got to kind of continue doing that. There's me and my mom, we helped paint the entire outside of the school because it was not looking the best. This is the entrance of the door. I forgot what it says. And I'm kind of iffy on my Spanish. I'm trying to learn, but yeah. Basically, this is some of the murals we're working on. I wish I had a full photo of it, but I showed y'all like some of the ones, but we got to finish them all this time. But it's on the basketball court, so whenever they're playing ball, there's a bunch of scriptures on it that they can read. It's truly amazing, but that's like the work we did on the school. In addition to doing this, we also brought wheelchairs to them. There's a family that lives right beside the school. They're called the Cola family, like their last name is Cola. And we'll hear about them in a second as well. But they run a ministry outside of their house and everything. And one of the things we got to help them with was provide them wheelchairs. And we just brought them to the house, but they sent us photos of the people who got them. Truly a blessing. Just, yeah, you can see how happy they are with them and everything. But the first photo right there is us bringing the wheelchairs, and we brought them a ton of other supplies as well that they needed and the community in the barrio needed. After school, okay, well, real quick. So, how do I explain this? Okay, so the school gets out at 12 o'clock because they're not funded from the government. And so they don't have enough money to continue to pay the teachers or provide lunch or anything like that. So all of the kids go home at 12, and we invited them back at 2 o'clock to just do this little after school program with them. And we had like 3 different stations. One of them was playing ball on the court and just spending time playing games. Another one was crafts. which I really love that one, just getting to work one-on-one with the kids. And then the third one were like board games. I know my mom got to play Sorry with the little girl, and although they don't know the same language, she had to get someone to like translate how to play and everything. But just that one-on-one time was truly amazing. It's actually her right there. Her name is Brittany. Fun little fact, my mom actually sponsors her through school now, which is amazing. But I'll get into that in a second. But basically, the way these people get to go to school is through the sponsorships that we do. And I had the amazing opportunity where I was able to sponsor 2 of the kids that I really connected with last mission trip. And the whole time, like between the mission trips, I was just thinking, oh, I don't think they're gonna remember me. There's no way, especially one of them, I only got to spend 1 week with her doing the VBS. And then I haven't got to talk to her since. But God laid it on my heart to sponsor her. Her name is Emmy. She is the sweetest girl in the whole wide world. But after hearing that I got to serve on the team at the school again, I wasn't able to go the first day because I was out doing construction and food distribution. But the second day, I got to go, and someone had already told her that I was going to get to see her. And she got so excited, apparently. And so as soon as I got to the school, I unloaded the stuff off the bus, and then I ran up to her classroom, and I stuck my head in, and I looked up how to say, "Can I speak to Emmy?" But I didn't let her see me, and I was asking the teacher, and then she called her out, and she went to the thing, and she actually ran to me, gave me the hugest hug ever. And in that moment, I was there's no way, the way she was hugging me, she definitely did not forget me like I thought. And it was just amazing seeing her. And this whole week we were there, I got to spend so much time with her. Even though there's 3 stations, she would just go to whatever station I was at, and just we would have so many conversations over Google Translate, or the interpreters would come help me. I also got to write notes to her, and I put it in Spanish, and she would take it home, and her mom would write me notes back. And one of the biggest things that really hit me hard is on the second and last note that she gave me. It started off, "I told you to remember me, and you did, and for that, I love you so much." That's some of the sweetest things she could ever say. I was actually in tears, because all this time I was there's no way she's gonna remember me, but she did. We make a big impact in these kids' lives, but I truly feel they made way more of an impact in our lives, which is just a huge, huge blessing. I also have the amazing opportunity of sponsoring this 4-year-old. His name is Yarrell, and he is the cutest boy ever. Actually, there might be a photo. It's him right there. He is the cutest little boy ever, has the most energy. And at first he was acting so shy, he didn't remember me. And then one of his friends asked him what my name was, and he was like, "Londyn," and then he knew me and everything like that. And then after that first day, he absolutely wanted to spend not every moment, because he's too cool for that, but just a lot of time with me. And that's his sister beside me as well. And okay, so what they call their sponsors is godmother, but it's called madrina, and they truly see you as a godmother or a mother and everything like that. And it's such a special bond and such a special relationship, because not only are you sponsoring them through school, but it's opportunity of changing their life, and they know that. They have so many dreams, but living in this kind of situations, they don't necessarily have all the opportunities. The person who runs the stuff we do through the school, her name's Cindy, and she said something, and it was, "We are all," what did she say? Do you remember? I said this last time, and it was really good worded. It's we are all given talents, but not equal opportunity. And I thought that was an amazing way to say it. So next I want to share about the Cola family, the one who does a wheelchair ministry and everything. That's them right there. That's just 3 of the kids. Well, not kids anymore, they're adults. But they're in a house of 10 people, the 2 adults and then I think the 8 children. But so they grew up in kilometer 6. They lived right beside the school, and they would go day to day not knowing where their next meal was coming from. It was a very bad situation. They actually got up and shared it with us, which was amazing. And I actually met them over the summer and got to keep up with them ever since and everything through like WhatsApp and stuff, which is really amazing being able to do that. But they shared that and how the sponsors came into their lives, and now you can see what they're doing. There is 3 or 4 of the girls I think they're all sponsored through college now. They also were sponsored through like middle school and high school and elementary, but they were sponsored through college, which, okay, college tuition here, crazy. Pay $51,000 a year for the school I go to. Thankfully, I don't actually have to pay that, but for a full college tuition there, it's $7,000, I believe. Crazy. Yes, that's what I was told.
I was told like $100 a month.
But it's
But
the
then
transportation.
it costs
that costs a lot.
$200 a month just to get them there and back.
Yes.
But like 3 of those, the 3 girls are in medical school, or
Yes.
are in the process. One is almost through. Another one's about to begin, and then he is about to graduate with his software engineer degree, and he is starting an app.
But
He's
it's
already got an app.
truly amazing to see how just God's worked in their lives, because they want to go to medical school and be doctors and nurses and everything, so they can feed back into their community. They don't want to go somewhere else with it. They want to stay there and help the people around them who grew up in the same situations as them, but they had the opportunity to get this higher education, and they're totally using it in the right ways, and it's just amazing. And the guy, like she said, he's in engineering school, and he was talking to me about this idea he had over the summer about an app that would connect students to tutors just around the area, which they had nothing like that before. Like, I'm sure now we have plenty of things like that, but they don't. And then just getting to stay in touch on social media and stuff like that. That app has like won awards in school now, which is crazy in such little time, just to see what they're doing. And not only do that, they also, like I said, have the ministry through their house, and their whole family just continues to feed and pour into the community, which is amazing to see. Let's see some of the other photos. There's my mother, Lindsay Cates. And these are 2 of the 2 children that she sponsors. I know the story between the first girl, that she really connected with her during the Sorry game and everything. And then the second girl, I'll let her talk about just those children as much and stuff. But there's me and Emmy. That's the girl I was talking about, the notes and everything like that. And then here, that's Nikki with her sponsor child that we got to connect her with and everything. Truly amazing. Oh, and also, sponsoring a kid, I think it's $37 a month, which is crazy inexpensive. But it truly changes their life. Like, I got to talk to these kids and everything. I was like making bracelets with them. And we were just talking about their lives and everything like that. And I was like, so what do y'all want to be when y'all grow up? And a lot of them was like doctors, stuff like that. And then of course some are volleyball players and things like that. And we got to talk and just truly build these amazing relationships. And then I was like, okay, so who's y'all's madrina? And they're like, we don't have any. We don't have one, which is so sad. So I told them I'd come back and share with y'all about it and everything. But there's also lots of people who get connected with all these kids. Oh yeah, also the school's only, how many people go there? Like 125?
Yeah, I think so.
125 people. It's a very small school, but getting to talk to, let's say, the Cola family, the people in that barrio have the option to go to public school, but it's much harder because how far it is away, and it's much harder strain on the parents to get them there and everything. But also, he said the biggest difference and the biggest thing that changed is they felt like a number at public schools, but at this school, they felt like an actual person. They felt seen. It made the world's difference. It's a Christian school as well, private Christian school. It's truly amazing. But yeah, that's a little bit about Joe Hartman, and the things we got to do. I think that's pretty much all I have for right now. We were only there for a week, so it wasn't too much.
No.
But just to see how God continues to move there, and just continues to move there, and see everything He's doing is amazing and just truly a blessing. And fun little fact, I have the amazing opportunity to go back this summer, and I'll be there for 3 months actually on an internship. I haven't really told many people about that. So yeah, and I plan on, so I was actually talking to the person over at school, and I was like, hey, oh, actually no. I was able to get this girl I'm really close to a Bible there. And then I was talking to someone else, and I was like, hey, do these kids have Bibles? And she's like, most of them probably don't have one at all. And so I was planning on going during spring break back there to bring the kids' Bibles and stuff like that, and work with different organizations and try to get the Spanish learning Bibles. But that didn't work out because of bowling. But I get to bring them back in summer before the school lets out, because after that, yes, we might have EBSs, but not everyone's going to be able to come back. So I get to do that over the summer as well, which truly blessed to do that. And I already have like people coming up to me and be like, hey, I have a church that would love to help you out with that, which is a huge blessing. But yeah, okay, I think that's all I was sharing, and I'll let my mom share some stuff now too.
So I have always wanted to go on a mission trip, but I got married at 17, 5 children, it didn't happen. And so I got to go with Londyn. After seeing the change that it made in her life, I really wanted to be a part of that and to get to go. And I did not expect the change that would happen in my life. So I met that first girl. I was on the list to go to the Joe Hartman School, which I was like, I don't really want to go with kids, right? Like, I have enough of those.
She said that sentence exactly.
So I wanted to go to Med Clinic because I'm a nurse, and I was like, I can help out there most, right? And so the first day I changed my assignment to Med Clinic, and I got to go, but they ended up putting me with kids anyways, and I was like, and so we had to give out these pills that were like for parasites to all the kids, because that's part of the water that they drink has all this bacteria in it, and but in the med clinics they see about like 100 to 150 people a day there, each med clinic day that they go, and it was really cool to be a part of that. And they ship in like hundreds of bottles of medication, and then we sit there and sort it at night to different prescriptions, and they hand out and treat so many different things. It's incredible what they do at the med clinics. But the second day I went with Londyn, who was also already assigned there. They put us both together, I guess, because of the last name, and I was new, I don't know, or just God, because of that. And so I just helped them get set up, which is where I'm good at, is organizing stuff, and I helped them do that. And this little girl, Brittany, came in like 45 minutes late. It's only a 2-hour after school program. And so I had to make her feel kind of welcome and kind of get her acclimated into what we were doing. And so I sat down to play sorry with her instead of just organizing the stuff, which where I was better at. And so she couldn't speak English and I couldn't speak Spanish, and the game was written in English, but I'd never played. So Cindy, who's over the whole program there at Joe Hartman, came and was telling us how to play, and we were playing, and I don't know, I immediately felt this huge connection with her, and I found out later, I made Cindy go check right then. I was like, can you tell me if she's sponsored? Because like, I want to sponsor her. And so I got to do that, and she was so excited. And then the other girl, the one in the braids next to me, she came up to me the next day and asked me, she took my phone, these girls will take your phone and type in Google Translate to tell you about it. And I mean, yeah, it's cute though. And so she typed in, will you be my madrina? And I'm like, oh, crap, that's another call. And so I said, let me wait, let me find out if you have one, because there's some kids that will ask. They don't understand, they're younger usually, and they'll ask, but they already do have one. I guess that one may not be just active in their life, they're just paying for the school.
And it's more, it's more about the relationship
Yeah.
they want to have with someone more than just paying for the school. And so whenever some of them don't have that same relationship with them, they're like, oh, I guess I don't have one and stuff like that when they do have someone sponsoring them.
Yeah. So I went and got Cindy again and made her go check again. And I came back and told her, of course I'll be doing that. And so I have those two now. And we got to go to the store that night, and so I got them both Bibles and water bottles, and they appreciated that a lot. And I keep up with them both on WhatsApp, and they message me. So they're both 10 years old. One is in 4th grade and one's in 5th grade. The one that's closer to me is in 5th grade. She's a little bit more wise, I think, when it comes to things. She messages more often. The other's just more like hola, and she messages me in English. But I promise them both that I will know how to speak Spanish when I come back. And I've already spent like 4.5 hours learning on my apps, and I'm gonna know more by the time I get there. I'm going in July, and Buddy and Sierra are coming too. And so I'm so excited. I'm so excited just to get to go. But I'm excited to just be a part of these girls' lives. Now the school only goes through 6th grade. So it's your choice how long you want to be in contact with them afterwards. Obviously, through college is an option, but that's kind of outside of the program. But it's truly a wonderful program. That Maranatha Missions group, they have like a compound kind of that you stay at, and it's all secure. Like they've got guards all around and fences, and you stay there in La Romana. And they own that, and then these different groups come in for different weeks throughout the year, and then Maranatha Missions sends them to different areas that need help. And so they go for 3 weeks in the summer and 1 week in January. But theirs is the biggest group that does this. There's a few like Baptist churches here and there that go for like 20, 30 people, but we took 80 people in January. And I'm not sure how many goes in the summer.
The first week we took 56, and then just like 63, and then 48. So less like people each week, but more people together the 3 weeks and everything.
So yeah, Londyn will be staying at that compound for 3 months, I guess.
Over the summer, I'll get to do the same things I'm doing now and be sent out with the different groups. And then in the off time of that, I've actually got the offer to go stay with the family that's over the whole Maranatha Missions. And I was talking to the person who's over it, and he was like, yes, we want you to be a part of our own. We want to treat you like family, everything like that, which just the hospitality there is truly amazing. And whenever there aren't groups there to go out in the bateyes, I get to go to Joe Hartman and other schools and teach English, which super duper excited about that.
They desperately need somebody to do that. They had a person, but they don't have the income to pay somebody to teach them English. But if they know English, they can get, if they are bilingual, they have the opportunity to get so much better jobs there. So, I mean, it changes their life to be able to learn English.
So yeah. Is there anything else?
I don't know. I can't think of anything else.
But yes, it's just truly been a blessing to be able to go. What? Yes. What?
I just want to tell everybody, thank you so much for helping my family do the ministry. It's been beyond a blessing to see my family grow in ways that I wouldn't have expected. We started off doing things like homeless ministry around town. That's something more like I can wrap my mind around because it's here, it's local. But to see God use them in a capacity that I still don't understand is just blowing my mind. One of the drawbacks that I have about it is being dad. I realize we're from a small country church in Cottontail, Tennessee. We don't have a lot of resources out here. We have a lot of needs all the time. And I told them, I said, I don't want them to be a burden to our church. I'm not going to ask him to support anything that we do. And I'm basically putting it as a fleece before God to say, God, if you want forward in something like that, I would like for you to take care of it in another way other than burdening my church. I know your heart, and I know you guys are always willing. Thank you for that, truly. But I don't ever want to be a burden in that way. So this time they're going to do things like fundraisers and baking cakes and things like that. I'm not going to stop you if you want a cake. I'm a fat boy. I like cakes. But that's the way we're going to do this moving forward. And please, if you have a heart to do this thing, you thought about it, you feel like God has dug it on your heart, we would love to take over the DR with Cottontail. We would love to get over there and just be some high-tech rednecks over there. So, if you have the time and you feel like God is moving you in that direction, we have the opportunity now to be able to go do some mission trips. We talked about that as a youth group, and one of the things is whenever someone comes in new to the youth group, we ask simple things. I want kids to know each other. I want to know that everybody knows what your favorite place to eat is. That's a big deal among teenagers. What do you like to do? What's your hobbies? What do you want to do together as a youth group that we don't do right now? And a lot of people have said, mission trips. It seems like a far off thing for us to talk about, taking somebody from Cottontown to go do something like that. But I'm telling you, God really, when you get away from your community and you take your heart out there to where there are needs, God absolutely uses you. And it changes people's lives. And I would not trade what my family has done to this point for anything. Makes me nervous, and I still, God's gonna pay his bills, and I know he's in charge of all of this. But I'm excited just to see what God's doing over there. And it's no different than what we do here. We don't go around beating people in the head with a Bible here in the U.S. We don't lead off the day doing that, but what we do is we love people. We share our faith while we're sharing bread. We share our faith while we're working along and just doing day-to-day life with people. And that's what they're doing over there. I promise you it makes a difference. So if your heart is to be a part of that in any way, from buying a cake to help those who can go, to even going yourself, please get involved early. Let's talk about this. Let's make plans. Let's get this happening. Okay?
Like you said, if anyone's interested at all, please just come talk to me or talk to my mom and stuff. We have all the information y'all could ever ask for, and if we don't have it, we'll answer it. But it is so amazing just to see how doing things like loving on children and just helping build and paint and everything can lead in some amazing conversations. Like even when I was at the school, I don't even know where the guy came from, but he spoke English. And he came up and he's like, hey, what are y'all doing here? What group are y'all working with? Are y'all working through a church and stuff like that? And I got to talk to him about it. And then he just started asking me questions about the Bible and my relationship with God and why I want to be a missionary and just all kinds of stuff like that. And just by people seeing how we love others, they start asking questions. And it's truly amazing and always. And like my dad said, I want to say thank you to each and every one of y'all that helped contributed, whether that was money or just prayers or just keeping us, in y'all's thoughts and everything. Just thank y'all so much. It truly means the world to us. And and thank you for letting us share it to y'all today and stuff.
The week that we're gonna go, that me and Buddy and Zia are gonna go back is July 4th to the 11th. So.
And also the week before and after that, I will be there as well. So, and many weeks before and many weeks after that. So, if any of y'all are interested, don't think it's too far, not too far, but it's not a crazy idea at all.
It's not outrageous.
It's not.
It's not even that expensive. Honestly, it's $1,000 plus your plane ticket, which is about $400. And that includes all of your meals, all of your staying. You're staying in bunk beds. I mean, it's not like some luxury accommodations or anything. The toilets. If it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down.
You have to brush your teeth. You have to brush your teeth like with your water bottle water and stuff like that, and make sure like not to get any mouth in your like any water in your mouth during showering and stuff like that. But truly, it's such an amazing and safe environment that they host us in and just like send us out into the field and stuff like that. It's truly amazing. Even going to the store, we have people like who are helping us cross the roads, everything
There's
like
like people
that.
surrounding the whole group with us. They're like, you're not touching these guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even, I don't even think it's that dangerous, but they will just want to make sure that there's nothing that can go wrong. Like, and there's cars coming, and they want to make sure that, you know, these guys that are with us are very protective and take care of us, and they're pretty good guys. So,
But if God's putting it on y'all's heart at all, please come talk to us. We're a sponsor kid, just please come talk to us. Anything. Or honestly, if y'all just want to hear more amazing stories and everything,
I
because
took 900 pictures.
she took a couple photos. But yeah, okay. I think that was everything like I wanted to share and what we wanted to share. But yeah. Yeah, I was gonna invite you to come up here and pray us out as my father and leader.
Father, I just thank you for this church. Thank you for your local community around here, God. That, Father, you're using us in ways not only in our local jobs, not only in our local schools, but who would have thought that you would send us to the DR and see your hand move there. Father, you truly do love your people. I ask that you would continue to bless and keep us. Father, keep being at work in our communities right now. There's a lot of people who are short right now that are, Lord, still affected by the weather. Thank you for the heart of your people that's absolutely still out there trying to do the best we can to help others in the community. Father, we just ask you to continue to lead us, guide us, cause your spirit to be alive in our life. Let us listen and hear when he speaks. And let us move with urgency when he does. And I just thank you, Father. In Jesus' name. Go with us, keep us safe. In Jesus' name, amen.
Do I press the button over here?